Hey guys, welcome back. The title of this video is going to be something like Slow and Steady Wins the Race. Slow and steady wins the race. Okay. Now, in my last video, I talked about how shortcuts are for losers. Okay. You take shortcuts and you cut corners, you're going to lose. All right. Now, slow and steady wins the race is not the same thing. Okay. When you're building a business or your career, okay, it's real easy if you see success and momentum to mess it up. It's super easy to do that. Why? Why is that easy to do? Well, you're driven, right? You're hungry. You're trying to push it in your business or your personal life. And when you see a glimmer of success, a glimmer of growth, you want to accelerate that, right? You want to accelerate your growth super quick, right? So what happens a lot of times in small businesses and in people's careers is they try to push it. They try to push it too hard and they spread themselves way too thin, and then it all falls apart, right? You end up losing sometimes when that happens, right? You try to grow and do something different, okay? You get a little momentum, right? Let's take like a freight train, right? You finally get this freight train moving, right? You had this business idea, you started it, you got the train moving, and you got a little momentum. That train's moving, right? It's moving. It's doing pretty decent, okay? You got some traction going. And what do you do when you first get that? You get excited, you get new ideas, you start asking your friends, your colleagues questions like, oh, what should I do now? What should I do now to get this train to move even faster? You've already got traction, but you try to make it go like 60 miles an hour, okay? You don't need to do that. You got the train moving. Just keep it moving slow and steady. You'll get it up to 60 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour eventually, okay? But if you try to dilute yourself or spread yourself too thin by trying new ideas that you don't know work, it's not going to help. And I'll give you an example. So it was around, now it's like 10 years ago, I was in a startup. It was me, my cousin, an uncle, and another partner of ours. There was 4 of us. And we had gotten some momentum in this small business. It was a small software company, and we were doing, I think, around $400,000 in revenue at some point. We had 2 employees, real small, real tight-knit group. We had a lot of momentum. We were just, the world was our oyster, okay? But then we decided we wanted to scale. Okay, we had these big, audacious plans, and we thought we could do it, right? We were going to go into the hardware business. We were going to make a touchscreen panel for this software business we were in. And so we started doing that project. And then I ended up hiring 2 more software engineers, and I had them started on new projects, these new software products that would like kind of go with our core product, which was, pretty audacious goal. So we had like 2 projects going on at the same time, and we just started spreading ourselves too thin, and we lost focus of what got that train moving in the first place. Okay, we should have just kept doing what we were doing, kept working on that software that got our train moving, and I think we would have been more successful and maybe got that train to 100 miles an hour, right? Now, when you get that train, that freight train up to 60, 100 miles an hour, that's when you want to make the move to scale, okay? That's when you want to make some moves and try some new ideas. When you've got enough leverage in a company or your personal life, whatever it is. I'll give you another example. I'm a Tesla investor. I have been for 5 years. So I kind of know the story a little bit. And I follow the community all the time, right? A lot of investors, they complain about Tesla not releasing a new vehicle all the time, like all the other manufacturers. They release new vehicles every year, right? All they do is they flip a few little things in the interior and they call it new. That's about all they do. Well, Tesla, they're not like that. Their lineup is real small. They got like 4 cars, you know, the Model S, X, 3, and Y. And they've had these same 4 cars for a long time, for years. And they finally came out with the Cybertruck. They announced it in 2019. It didn't come out till like 2023 because they don't want to spread themselves too thin. They've got the momentum. They've got this freight train moving, okay? And the same thing with the FSD and the robot. They came out with those real slow, and they're not even live yet. They're not even making income on that. Maybe FSD a little bit. But again, they're taking their time. Slow and steady wins the race, okay? You don't want to spread yourself too thin. When you dilute your own company or your own business, you know, it's risky. You can fail real quick, real easy. My startup ended up failing because of that, right? We took on too much risk when we didn't have the leverage to do it, okay? Now, you know, could we have tried harder and maybe figured it out? Yeah, maybe. But there was other reasons why we quit the business other than that as well. That's a whole another probably a story video I can do on that. So I give you 2 examples where it's working, right? Where Tesla, you know, that was one example where going slow and steady works. And then my own example where we tried to, you know, be the hare in the race and we lost, okay? Now, it's a good learning experience. You know, you're going to fail if you're going to try to be successful in this world. Failure's okay because you learn from it, okay? Now, there's another YouTuber, which, man, I'm a big fan of. His name's Robert C. Edson. He's raw. Yeah, he uses a little bit of profanity here and there. And his content is for a different audience than mine. But I caught him recently on you know, one of the feeds. And his channel blew up. It blew up. He's got, I think, 30,000 subscribers. He's got this 6-figure morning show he does like at 4 in the morning or something like that. He's a hustler. He is non-stop. And he posed this question on YouTube: should I split my channel up into 2 channels? He wants to do one channel, his 6-figure morning show, and then keep his existing channel for just doing the day-to-day videos, right? He does these like laundry days on Saturdays, whatever, right? They're really good. There's some gold nuggets there, right? You got to take what you can. And I replied to his post. I said, no, don't do it. And he's going to do what he wants, right? He's his own man. You got to figure things out on your own. That, you know, hey, you got to make mistakes, or he might succeed. But the reason why I say keep the same channel, I hope you're watching this, Robert, and some of your subscribers probably might be watching this too, is keep the same channel. Get up to 100,000 subscribers and see what you think then. Because here's the thing about YouTube, which is interesting, is that when you get traction and momentum, this thing is like the stock market. It compounds and compounds and compounds. You got 30,000 subscribers. When one of your videos goes up, you instantly get like 1,000 views. I've seen your videos going up to 1,000 views. Okay, right when you release them. That's crazy. That's compound growth. It's like buying a stock and seeing it go up 50% and you sell out. No, you don't want to do that. You want to get to 1,000%. Okay? Slow and steady wins the race. You get that compound effect, right? The same for YouTube. You get that compound effect. If you get to 100,000 subscribers, you're going to see some massive growth. It's going to be exponential. And then you want to make the move. Maybe you make a second channel. Maybe you do some other business venture, right? A lot of YouTubers, they do different business ventures, right? When they grow and get hot. But I mean, I get it. When the iron's hot, you want to strike. Or you want to strike when the iron's hot. I get that phrase. But you got to be careful. You don't want to spread yourself too thin. You want to build up enough leverage and enough energy when you got that freight train at 100 miles an hour to then make the move. because then it's going to be that much easier to get that second business line going. Okay, so that's my little advice to this other YouTuber that was trying to start a second channel. You know, I wish the best of luck for him, man. It's been great being part of his community. I get in there. I've done a live stream with him. It's been kind of fun. But anyways, that's my advice to everyone out there. You know, when you get a little momentum, just keep the momentum going. Don't get crazy. Don't spread yourself too thin. Slow and steady wins the race. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you could, take a look at my previous video. And everyone, have a great and wonderful day. Thanks, bye.